All right. As we continue to get things back on track around here, let us talk about the next 3 episodes of Cardfight, Vanguard, Divinez, whatever this arc is called. Because as we all know, the plan was to go 3 episodes at a time, and after they took 2 weeks off, and I believe is coming back this Friday, I did everything right by waiting till now. That is a lie. It kind of just worked out this way. I was fully expecting, because I didn't watch 6 when it came out, so I was expecting to have to watch 6, 7, and 8 back to back. The going to YCS Richmond, as every time I go to a YCS, somehow completely fucks up my TV watching schedule. I know it's a problem, but we are here to talk about the next 3 episodes of Divinez. If you remember where we left off, I was really liking what we were doing here. While the concept of reality kind of getting warped and changed to an idyllic future for our protagonist, who then has to make the decision to return the world to the way it was. While that is not a new storyline, and I'm pretty certain Cardfight Vanguard has either done this exact thing or done several things similar to it, I thought this was being done in a really interesting, entertaining way. And while I do still think a lot of interesting, entertaining things are going on here, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. First and foremost, we're just going to talk about the good of the 3 episodes we have to cover. First up, episode 4, the one where we meet Angry Dragon Empire guy. I watched this episode a month ago. I'm not going to look up names or try that hard to remember anything. This is by far the strongest of these 3 episodes. What I really like is that they are not holding back on the drama of people who want to continue to live in the fake world. We saw it with the sheer fact that there is a dead girl here who doesn't want the world to return to a world she doesn't exist in. And we've seen how that affects her sister and how that's affecting Akina. And that's really strong. And I like that we continue that here, if anything, in a way that kind of feels almost more extreme. When you see what this guy has gone through, when you see the fact that everything was going right for him until everything fell apart, and the amount of despair that put him in, and the violence that put him through, and how it just destroyed everything around him, yeah, I get why he kind of wants a reset. I also like that we see that he as a person is not that different. We saw like he was always kind of moody. It seemed like he was always kind of like a tough guy loner type. But to see that the one friend he had, the stability he knew, was all taken away from him, and now he's been given a chance to recover it, I think actually makes for a really strong, interesting, compelling character. I also like the fact that, Chris Rain girl kind of gives the same feel she gave to the other lyrical girl in season 2. Like, just everything can get better, like, believe in yourself, that kind of thing. Like, she's trying to be nice and supportive because that worked before, but I like that it doesn't work here. This guy is too far gone. He has lost so much, and he really believes this is his only way to get it back. And I like the fact that he acknowledges that to an extent, what he is doing and what the other Phantom Fighters is doing is wrong. It is wrong to force this new world onto people, to mess with people's lives, to change the very foundation of what makes them what they are. He knows that to an extent, this is a bad thing. But he can't go through that pain again. He can't give up a world where things are all right. He can't let things go back. And I think that is strong and compelling. And at the end of the fight, where he is willing, where he does seem to feel very bad, he's forcing this girl into this world she doesn't want to live in. I thought that was just really good. Now on to the problem with episode 4. My issue with episode 4, okay, I want to say this. I understand why you want one of our leads taken out early on. And also, it's not like anything really bad is going to happen to her. Like, I genuinely believe the in-continuity thing she did after she woke up freaked out wondering where she was is she went home and played Dear Days on her Switch or computer or whichever one she was. That 100% feels like what is currently going on right now. And obviously the idea is she's fine, but it does just kind of feel like after 2 seasons of her not really doing anything, the first thing they did is make her the cannon fodder character. And the fact that it's a girl character and the way these shows tend to treat female characters, it's not a great look Bushiroad. And again, I think the point to doing it early is to show that this won't be like season 2 where everyone kind of just won because they had to, because they were the main characters. Yeah, I know the Cell and Bold Guy lost their fights, but obviously everything was to set things up in a particular direction, and it very much executed in pretty much the most predictable, bland way possible. By writing one of the characters out now, it is to give you this idea that no one is safe. Anyone can be taken out at any moment. But the problem is they picked the most useless character in our squad of heroes this season. Honestly, it really should have been Moon Man. I think it makes sense since he's kind of the leader of this little powwow. Or even take out Michiru early. Like, take out someone who you don't expect to lose right away. I mean, Moon Man isn't that important, but I don't know, it just feels like a little cheaper than what they went with. Next episode, we spent a lot of time on that one, but that was the best one. Episode 5 is weird. I'm totally lost as to what the fuck is actually going on. So, is it that they're just in a world of illusions by the fog? Are things physically changing? They do the Cardfight Vanguard thing of they kind of just hand wave everything away. And that's kind of annoying. I'm the type of person, I need rules, I need logic, I need to understand what's going on. So to make it that Erika's body vanished and now she's sharing a body with Hikaru and it's just Yugimoto is like, huh? Like, they're just occupying the same body, and it's just really weird. Also, why did she put the stupid coat back on? She looks so goofy. Just wear Hikari's clothes. They're your clothes. It's fine. But yeah, and then, like, they just kind of face Megumi, who's been turned bad again. They did this with her last time. Again, Cardfight Vanguard. Treat your female characters better. But yeah, this was just kind of like fine. It's exactly what you expect. The stuff with Megumi and like what would have happened in a world where she was picked as the favorite over her older brother. I barely even remembered that was her thing. It's so weird. I assume this is the arc where we say goodbye to everyone. I think they've said this is it for Divinez. But they're trying to also wrap stuff up with other characters, kind of like they were doing last arc where it made more sense to end things. But yeah, I just thought this was kind of whatever. And then episode 6, I think, is actually kind of interesting because now we sort of get things flipped on its head. Here, you have Rika finding out what the world was really like. And instead of wanting to defend this world because things are better, he wants to defend it because he believes that he should have the right to prove he's not a fake, that he is more than just kind of nothing, that he's not just a construct, that he has strength of his own. And I like the way Michiru tells him, you do because you are Rika. You are not the way you are because of all of this. You are still you no matter what. And I thought, as someone who doesn't really like Michiru, I thought that was a good kind of like resolution for both those characters, kind of everything coming around. Rika originally idolizing Michiru, and then losing that because he turned out Michiru was a dickhead. And then Michiru coming all the way around to show that he's kind of learned and grown a bit as a person too, and does want to say the thing for Rika. I thought was actually a really strong way to end things, and then Michiru is taken out because he's too strong to keep around, and we need Akina to save the day. Also, Rika's weird, like, 90s edgelord outfit, I just don't know. It's the same thing with Megumi. It's supposed to be funny, but I feel like, and this might be my big problem with everything overall, now is not the time for funny. Now is not the time to be hanging out with the ghost girl Kurumi and getting ice cream. This is our final arc. I would like some more forward momentum and some feeling of stakes, but everyone is just doing what they always do. They're kind of just hanging around waiting for stuff to happen. Our heroes aren't making moves. They're waiting for the villains to make moves on them. That sounded weirder than I meant it. But Cardfight Vanguard has always had this problem, and it's just something I really wish they would get over. And I kind of felt like with how they treated Akina in the last two arcs, they were. And so now to see in what will be the last time we probably ever see this guy, they're just kind of doing it again. It is a little sad. I kind of would have liked to have maybe seen more of them bringing the fight to our main baddie as opposed to just trying to drag out 12 episodes and sell more cardboard. But yeah, in the comment section below, give me your thoughts about this. Does any of this bother you? Is it just a me thing? Are you loving this? Are you hating this? Tell me that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like, click subscribe, and join me next time where we'll probably talk about the next three. Yeah, might as well keep this thing going.